Welcome to Awaken Life Radio, a podcast about being a spiritual being, having a human experience in a world gone mad. Each week, we will discuss how you can heal yourself, cultivate your intuitive superpowers, and be a sacred vessel for planetary healing. I am your host, Narayani Gaia. In today's episode, we are embarking on the vast topic of manifesting. Manifesting is a term that is used by awakened people and people on the spiritual journey to start to create a life, to create results, to create things that seemingly come out of nowhere, that come from your thoughts, that come from your intentions. And manifesting specifically infers that you are doing it, that you are calling it in, that you are creating it. And so we're going to get into what that means. And I'm going to be sharing today from the perspective of spiritually manifesting and some of the ways that I've come to learn and that I've experienced are effective in really creating a life and results in my life that are driven from the deep, deep desires of my own deep fulfillment. And so we're going to talk about it. So spiritually manifesting is a little bit different than manifesting, because spiritually manifesting to me refers to the fact that you're aware that there's something greater happening, something bigger than you, that there's a creator, a source, spirit, a universal power, however you say it, that is co-creating with you. Okay, so there's a recognition that this is not simply about you and that what you're creating isn't as a result of your powers alone. So for those of you who believe in magic and know that your energy creates the results in your life, this podcast is definitely for you, because manifesting is about creating your vision, attracting things, and aligning with the synchronicity that happens when you are in alignment within yourself. You know, manifesting is not about taking action. So I want to talk about this because in my experience, sitting on a yoga mat and praying for something, or doing ceremony and praying something alone doesn't create the results, although it can. Meaning, if what you're manifesting is a healing for someone or a prayer that is energetic, if what you want to manifest is shifting energy in consciousness or changing the weather, that is something that doesn't necessarily require any physical follow through and can be immediate. So if you're doing prayer or if you're doing healing, there's definitely some guidelines. And this podcast is not about doing healing, but I will mention always get permission before you do healing on someone, either through the ethers, through spiritual inquiry with their higher self, or physically, verbally from them in agreement. So that's just tabled for another talk. And if you guys want to know more about that, definitely send me an email at narayanigaya@gmail.com and feel free to send me any questions that you have around healing. So when you are looking to manifest love or money or a specific result, absolutely tuning into taking action in addition to your prayer and your meditation and your magical work, is necessary. Okay, so when I say manifesting, I'm not saying don't take responsibility, but it depends on what you're creating and what you're manifesting as to how much follow through will be necessary. And the way that I teach manifesting, it's actually embedded energetically in the process that I take people through to learn how to manifest. Because in that process, there's a part where you're asking for guidance and clarity on your action steps from spirit. And you're also declaring what you're committed to in the journey. In a lot of ways, my coaching practice is about manifesting. For me, my story is that I went through a spiritual awakening in 2002 through doing a lot of energy work. I had been, meditating for 10 years. I'd been doing massage and teaching yoga. So I was working with a lot of energetics and healing with my clients and also with my personal spiritual practice. And I got to a point of starting to open up after learning Qigong, and my perception started opening, but I wasn't very grounded. And I was able to find a mentor that I was absolutely destined to work with, who helped me to start to tune into my own personal desires and start to really call in with fresh eyes in my awakened state things that I wanted to have and behold and play with in this here world in 3D, because I was so blissed out residing in meditation and going so deep into the rabbit hole of my identity as a spiritual being that my personal desires from my past started falling away. And so if this is you, definitely keep listening to this podcast, because much of the work and the messaging that I offer is to support you to behold the reality that you are both a spiritual being and a human being, and how to walk in that way. Now, if you're super grounded and your life is very practical and you have a family and children and things to do and to-do lists, but you feel spirit calling you and you want to practice more energy, meditation, maybe some magic, and maybe you're even a healer yourself, definitely keep tuning in, because what's important is that you start to learn ways to balance your inner world and your outer world. And this is really, I feel, what spiritually manifesting is all about. It's about working with the reality that you have access to unlimited energy in the universe as part of this intricate, magnificent universe. And also that you have emotional needs and you also have physical needs that require income, that require communication, that require commitment, that require taking responsibility. And so know that it's possible to behold the energy of your needs, your family's needs, your call for your spiritual growth and your spiritual experiences, and that can all exist together. And, I found that the power of getting into the frequency of beholding a multidimensional prayer or intention that integrates these layers of your desire, say your needs, your family's needs, your spiritual needs, your emotional needs, your sexual needs, your financial needs. When all of that comes into a one-pointed intention for you, you start to open up to be able to manifest things in a new way. And so if you're a person of prayer and you found yourself praying in this multidimensional way, great. That is a way to start to manifest. Now, the way that we take that a step further, or how I take that a step further rather, is through embodiment. So working to really, what we say in healing community and transformational work, dropping in. So really dropping in, really learning how to ground, because what happens is when we start to embody our prayers, the things that are not in those frequencies begin to fall away, which is one of the key elements to be effective in our manifesting intentions. So those of you who know me or have followed me online at all, or or in my life, friends, family, know that I'm really into cleansing. I do a lot of cleansing. I cleanse several times a year. I cleanse for like a month at a time or a week at a time. And I've learned and adapted over the years to be able to cleanse in a way that is healthier and more sustainable. So like, for example, in the 90s, when I was doing colonics, living in New York City in massage school and dancing and studying yoga and everything, we would drink carrot juice, like carrot juice, carrot juice, carrot juice. But what we know now is that carrot juice is really high carb and actually not a sustainable thing to fast on over time, because it's really sweet and it affects your glycemic levels, and it's not as nutritious, say, as adding nuts and proteins, etc. Now, maybe some people knew that in the 90s, but I didn't really know it. Literally, my first cleanse was in 1993 after camping with some hippie friends in the forest in California, and I broke it with a bag of potato chips. So cleansing is an art. Learning how to cleanse in a way that you are nurturing sustainably is really important. I'm not a nutritionist, but I have, many years, 27 years experience with my own embodied cleansing. So physical cleansing, emotional cleansing, right? Cleaning out the space around you so your mind is clear, creating a clear space, creating an altar, cleaning the altar, offering your altar a candle, a flower, a picture of your beloved ancestors or your guru, or no pictures, just the elements, right? A crystal, a feather, a candle, and a glass of water or rose water. These are ways to help create the space, clear the space, and then create the space. So I suggest that if you're serious, or not even serious, but if you are intent on learning to manifest, consider taking time to clear yourself, learn how to do that, learn how to do it emotionally. And of course, I teach that. We have courses on that and trainings, etc. And when you learn how to do that, you can create spaces in yourself and also sacred spaces around you that give you an opportunity to start to put focus on your communion with the divine. So you want to be able, with spiritually manifesting, to do some practice, outer practice that helps ground your relationship, whether that's burning a little sage, again, even just sitting down, lighting a candle, taking a few deep breaths, and writing out your prayers can help you merge with the divine. And there's so many ways that we can do this that are based on our own religious or spiritual beliefs, your own truth, your own intuitive guidance. I particularly am more of a feminine spiritual practitioner in that I work with the moon, I work with Mother Earth, but I also work with the Father and the sky energy, and I call on Creator when I pray, and I sit and I really drop in and I do my embodied meditation practice. Now, the embodied meditation practice is a whole method that I just want to give you a few snippets on. I'm literally writing a book on this. So know that there are many pieces, but you can start right away to start to create a sacred space, ground yourself, and get clear on your intention and what you're calling in to really start to be able to manifest what you want. Now, it's really important, again, I'm going to go one step back. It's really important to make sure that you are clearing energy in yourself And if you don't know how to do that, you can also reach out for energy clearing. I offer energy clearing, and I'll put links in the bio. And also start to take steps to sit, open your third eye, learn how to work with your energy field in a way that supports your nervous system to come out of fight or flight. So the third thing I'm going to say is getting yourself to a state where you're not in lack, right? This is manifesting foundations, really. So first thing is clearing the space, making sure you're clear, your energy is clear, you're not holding on to ancestral patterns and traumas. 2 is really connecting to the divine, really opening up your energy. I like to work with my heart. And then the last piece is to really embody. So you're embodying the energy of your future manifestation. Now, in the movie The Secret, and in a lot of various manifesting teachings, they will say, imagine it exists as if you have it, right? So imagine it as if you have it. But the piece that they're missing is the part often where you clear the energy or the patterns that are stuck, that are challenging, that are in the way of you creating and manifesting. But when you sit at an altar or you sit in communion with the sacred in nature, you take a few breaths, you really behold, you can write all the qualities if you'd like, you can journal. And when you do that, you have a chance to start to feel into, at the third level, what it is that you're experiencing in your body as if you are in the future experiencing the fulfillment of that which you're manifesting. And remember, if you are manifesting a prayer or an energetic healing, you're not going to need to follow up with action. But if you're manifesting something, say love and partnership, you want to follow up with getting on a dating app or telling 10 friends that you're single and looking for a partner. You want to follow up with an action. And when you're in this meditation, you can literally say a prayer to ask for what the best way is that you can take action. You could see if any guidance comes to you so that you can be in alignment with your future self, with the sacred, from that clear energetic field that you have created. Now, the most important piece is your intention. So when you sit down to create an intention, to create and manifest, you want to be really, really clear. And so your mind, your mental state, your psychological state are the fabric that make up your experiences. And in alignment with your spirit and divine grace, we are these complete beings that are walking on Mother Earth and nurtured by this beautiful planet as our physical bodies are made of the earth. And so start to connect in your day-to-day mindset with the awareness that you are this multidimensional physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual being, and start to breathe in to the awareness that your desires and your needs are valid. This is the mindset part of manifesting. It's really helpful to start to understand that there's reasons why we do not think we can have what we want. And when we unify our hearts and minds with the conscious divine energy, universal sacred energy, we start to align our desires with what the universe also wants for us. In the beginning of the awakening journey, you might have confusion around what the universe wants for you and what you want. But as you continue to clear, get out of the way, and dismantle the patterns of fight or flight, of trauma, of competition, and come into an integrated emotional and psychological maturity spiritually, you start to relax your nervous system and lead with your heart. As you lean with your heart, you start to give yourself permission to really embody and feel the fullness of your desire. You can heal shame and in the process, clear things that are keeping you from being happy in a shift into a new mindfulness of who you are as a dimensional being that's worthy of fulfillment, knowing that Sacred Source wants you to be happy and wants you to be fulfilled. So to support you in getting the things and the experiences and the energies that your spirit is wanting you to have, I have created a special affirmation series that will provide for you 12 days of affirmation so that you can manifest what you want. And so I'll be sending those to those people who sign up via email to start to get mini teachings and affirmations on one of the 12 sacred themes each day that my book is on. So the 12 sacred themes are 12 energies and mindsets that are connected to your mental, emotional, and spiritual energy. And when practiced, can help you to both connect with the sacred, clear the things in the way, and embody the frequencies that are going to allow you to manifest what the universe wants for you. So follow links in the show notes and grab your free 12 days of affirmations to manifest, and then check your email box immediately for the first affirmation to support you to spiritually manifest. So I hope you loved this podcast. Definitely, as always, reach out to me with any questions, and I'll see y'all next week. If you enjoyed listening to today's episode, and I sure hope you did, you can listen to Awaken Life Radio wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. To join the conversation, hop on over to our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Awakened Life Tribe. You can join us there and share any thoughts, feelings, insights, or questions that you have from listening to Awaken Life Radio, and we can interact and connect more. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week. Namaste.